Hey, welcome back to the garage, everyone. All right, happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. It's about 60 degrees outside. We've been cleaning up the shop last night and today, and I've got it looking pretty nice. And you'll notice I've got the Cadillac over in the other bay because today we've got a special guest. Dr. Eyeball will be making an appearance again here at the garage, and we're going to work on Max. We'll show you more about him here in just a little bit, whenever he rolls up into the lift bay. The Cadillac, basically we're 99% done with the steering, air conditioning, and cam swap. All I've got to do now, we want to go ahead and put some fans on the air conditioning condenser. I've got those set up there all ready to go. I'm going to wire those in with a relay, I believe, and whenever you turn the air conditioning on, the fans will come on. They're 80 watts a piece. That's a little over, touch over 13 amps when they're running. So that's a 63 amp alternator stock on that car. So if it can't handle it, I'll have to be mindful of that and simply say, well, you know, if the blower fan is on full, you know, and you're going to turn your lights on at night or something, then make sure you turn your fan down. Something like that, who knows? Or we look around and find, you know, a beefier alternator. You know, what's wrong with putting a 100 amp alternator in there? I'd like for the alternator to look, you know, stock-ish. So I don't want to put some modern shiny alternator in there that looks out of place. So if we put one in there, maybe an alternator out of a later model Cadillac, maybe like a 79, 80, 81, because they were putting 100 amp alternators in them at that time frame, because you know they started getting computers in there, they needed more electricity, so on and so forth. You get it. And the birds are out. It's a beautiful Saturday. I'm looking forward to working on Max. So you guys stick around. It's going to be a great weekend. I put the wood there because, you know, to keep you from tearing up your tire on the concrete, if you need it. All right, we'll try it right there. Put it in neutral. And just leave it in neutral. That way we can move it. All right, here we go. We've got an 05. It's an 05, right? GMC Yukon Denali. Not an XL because it's not extra long. No, it's full-time four-wheel drive. 6.0 powerhouse, which is not quite stock, right? And it has a little something we call a supercharger. We'll take a peek at the engine a little later on. But for today, the project at hand is a brand new steering shaft bearing. Now, if you guys know anything about the GMT800 trucks, that bearing is crap. Made by GM, it's plasticky and crappy, and it breaks all the time. But what we've got right here, right now, is a brand new aftermarket unit that's supposed to last basically forever. And I think you can tell, if you know anything about these trucks, that part right there, that's good to go. That's what we're going to put on the truck today. And I might add, my favorite thing, made in USA. So this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to go get this truck up in the air and take a look at the steering system first, because I think there's some inspection we need to do before we get started, right? All right. We'll be back. All right, we got Max up in the air, and we're getting ready to get started. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the steering system, because we think we might have a torsion bar with some bad bushings. Not really sure, but what are you doing, man? What's going on over there?
I'm just cleaning up. It's okay.
What do you mean? What are you cleaning up?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
What did you do?
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean, don't worry about it? What the hell is all this?
I think it's glass.
Glass?
I think so.
Where did that come from?
Well, I heard a big explosion.
What do you mean an explosion?
Glass just rained down from the
Where
sky.
the hell? Holy cow! What did you do, man?
I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Who was operating the lift?
That guy.
Well, before we get started on the steering, we decided to make a junkyard run, and we got lucky.
Yes, we did.
But we'll take care of this after a while. But for right now, let's stick with the program, and let's take a look at the steering system next. All right, we're taking a look at torsion bar bushings on the 05 GMT800. And they are junk. Most definitely. Yes, a lot of cracking. I mean, they're
No, that one's fully separated.
yeah, no, yep, that's junk.
This one's better. Definitely need changing.
Oh yeah, they're both junk. They're wasted. There's going to be a lot of play in that.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's what you were describing, right? So. And we also have a steering gear. What is it with this shop? Why can't we have a non-leaking steering gear in this shop? Two Melodies. We got torsion bar bushings and a leaking steering gear, both of which can wait. But, however, the main task for this job today is, well, it was going to be steering shaft bearing, but now it's steering shaft bearing and back glass, clearly. What is that?
See that witness mark? Well, it looks like that thing's been moving back and forth.
Oh, that's your camber adjustment.
Yeah. I think that thing's still flopping around.
You think it's loose?
Yeah.
All right. So we found the source of the power steering fluid leak. Where's it at?
Right there.
Pretty common. Who's the guy that changed the steering gear out? Yeah, it's okay. We'll fix that. Whipple.
Whipple.
Mr. Whipple says stay away from the Charmin. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's Rip. What was the guy's name? Wasn't Whipple.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Ripple? Or Whipple?
Whipple.
We're old. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, we're old.
Whipple supercharger. There we go. On top of a 6.0. What kind of power are you making? 400?
460 to the wheels.
Say what?
460.
400 and say that again.
460 to the wheels.
Oh my goodness.
All four wheels.
No wonder you only got 6 miles a gallon pulling a camper.
600 at the crank.
600 at the crank?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Need plenty of air for that big girl. Man, look at that. Oh, I've got some crow's feet for that.
Okay.
I got crow's foot for that. Yeah,
Sounds like a medical problem.
that's no problem. We got a crow's foot. We're going to get a crow's foot, fix a leak, and then we're going to go inside and replace a steering shaft bearing, I think. So, what other goodies are in the? Did you change the camshaft?
Yeah. It's got a mild cam, valve springs, headers.
You got headers too? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, and you wrapped them too.
Yeah.
See, from up here, it looks stock-ish, except for, you know.
Yeah, that's it. The bottom end's never been touched. And it's only got 274,000 miles.
Well, everybody should put a blower on a car that has 270,000 miles. I mean, why wouldn't you not do that? That's a testament to the LS motor, right?
When I put it on, it only had 200,000 miles.
Right. That's an LS motor for you. Tough as nails. All right, we'll get a crow's foot, tighten that, and then we'll go inside and repair that gear. Or bearing, rather. You know what we're talking about. All right, we're back. Next day, we were successful. Went over to Woodstock, Alabama. There's a junkyard up there. And found a new-ish back glass for the old, for Max here. So we basically got it in the shop on some blankets, and we're just doing a general cleaning right now. And looks like we got one of the connectors for the rear window defogger is broken off, so we're gonna have to figure out exactly how we're gonna deal with that. I'm not sure if you can solder to that. If that's the case, then I'll have to go get a new gun because mine is crap. And I was kind of thinking about maybe some sort of, do they make electrically conductive adhesive?
I have no idea.
JB Wells got metal in it. Is it conductive?
I don't know.
I doubt it. Anyway, just an idea. So this is what we got. Basically, we finished cleaning up all the glass. And the shop vac is full of glass. And we've got the back of the truck all cleaned up. Everything's wiped down. All the glass is vacuumed up. It was a freaking mess back here. So that's the plan. This is where the rear window defogger thing plugs in. So we got to figure out how to plug that back in before we put this thing back on the truck. So that's what we got going on. Maybe eventually over the weekend we'll get to our steering shaft gear. Bearing? Gear? Steering shaft bearing. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. We're just here doing stuff. So, all right. I'll be back. Okay, there we go. So it goes between and then slides over.
Correct.
Nope, I'm not in there. Hold on. I got one in.
My middle one is off.
Mine is too. Are you gonna raise it or lower it? No, that's taking it out. Can you bump it?
No,
All right.
mine is definitely not.
Let me get a step stool. Damn my diminutive stature. Why is it on the other side of the shop? All my friends are Sasquatches. All right. Yeah, that's way off there, isn't it?
It gets better as you go up on this one.
Why is that like that? Can these be adjusted?
Probably.
Let's take it off and take a look at it. All right, take two. Those guys don't know what the hell they're doing. Well, you guys just don't worry about that. Nothing to see here. Move along. What makes it better?
A hammer.
A hammer?
It's got to go that way quite a bit.
Okay.
Not yours.
All right. Preparation for take three commencing. Take three. How you looking over there? Is it worse? Push it back that way. It'll have a tendency. Yeah, it's the angulation of the dangulation, you know.
Smack it.
Take four. Drilled some holes out, watered some stuff out, banged on some stuff, bent some stuff. We'll see how we do here. Yeah. All right, we dropped a clip, so we need a magnet on a stick. There's a magnet on a stick. Here's your light. Put this on your head.
Woo, I get to be fancy. I can't see shit.
Huh. Is that the wrong size?
Nope.
Huh?
That's right.
Nope, that's wrong. Fat one goes on the bottom.
No, fat one goes on top.
Something. It does some things. This ain't got a clip in it. Let's start over. Fat goes on, no. This is the fat one.
Now the fat part of the shock's on top.
Oh, I thought you meant the fat hole.
Now we're back where we started 24 hours ago. Boom.
All right, welcome back. So as you can see, there is quite a detailed procedure for replacing the steering shaft bearing on a GMT800 truck. And yeah, this is about what it entails. So,
Can I have another extension with a swivel?
another extension, you have to have an extension with a swivel, so I'll be right back. You want it longer? All right, we'll get you a little longer with a swivel. Do you have the socket wrench in your hand?
Yes, I do.
All right, try this. It takes two people. One suffers under the dash, and the other one goes and gets the tools. So your adjustable brake pedal, you say, is not working?
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll fix that shit. Well, there's your problem right there.
Thanks, man.
All right, here's the bearing that we had to remove. It's plastic and pretty crappy looking. And the bearing part is actually these little chintzy little ball bearings down inside there. And this is General Motors. What are you doing? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Anywho, so we got the new one, all right? Why don't you take a break? Because you worked at this quite a bit, didn't you?
Yes.
Anyway, all right.
Break time.
Yeah, break time, then we'll put the new one in. All right, just a quick shot of what we got going on up in here. I don't see anything. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. There's the pesky critter. That's the target of our. That's where the bearing goes, by the way. So if you didn't know, there you go. Nice shot of that. So, all right, Dr. Eyeballs, get in here and do some real work. So, and the one difference with this truck is it does in fact have a steering sensor. So this thing is delicate. You don't want to screw it up. Okay, and that the instructions take this into accommodation when you replace. When this is an aftermarket unit, obviously it's much better quality, and has pretty good instruction pack with it. So, all right, get to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we're out and about the Cadillac. Why am I screaming? I don't know. I always do that. My steering's not very good. I think there's air still in the system. I've been trying to get it out. It's still pretty frothy, you know. And I'm actually more worried about the steering than I am the engine right now. If that tells you how crappy it is. The power steering pumps, it's not happy, for whatever reason. Anyway, we're just gonna cruise. So we're just doing the thing, you know. Motor's running, cam's happy. It's got an extra strength to it off idle, you know, like when you crank it up, it's in park, you put it into drive, it feels like the engine has more grunt down low for sure. So there's that, but I haven't gotten on it yet. I'm gonna baby the car. I'm not gonna get out and race around and all that kind of crazy nonsense. So we're just gonna get out on the road here and take a little test drive, make sure everything works properly. And we're gonna run the air conditioner. So probably gonna roll the windows up here in a minute after I get comfortable with everything and see how well we're cooling. All right, we're just at the local park here, just kind of slowly tooling around. What I'm trying to do is assess the drivability, because the car already hauled ass out on the highway. The 4-barrel already talked to you. I never had a problem with that part. What I had a problem with was low speed drivability. And as you guys know, the idle quality was just horrific. So I'm gonna sit here and just kind of come to a stop in the parking lot. It's way, way better. I'm kind of right now in kind of shock, to be honest with you, so I really don't know what else to say. But you know, when you sit here at a red light like this, you know, it's got a little jittery to it, but it's not like it was. And I think a lot of that now is the new cam might have a little bit of that going on. But when I start off, it's just so effortless. And I'm in a parking lot just tooling around is all I'm doing. This is what I wanted. I wanted that effortless Cadillac smoothness, which I didn't have. And it was like, well, why drive a Cadillac? God, that RV cam is it's just like, yep, you're driving a Mack truck. It's so effortless. It's just awesome. Yeah. Well, let's turn on the air conditioner while we still have a little bit of GoPro battery. So raise your window. Alrighty, let's see. Let's go for whatever. Let's just put it on, I don't know, 67 or 8 or whatever. And let's go for auto. And we'll just see what happens. So that, you know, I got it on auto, 60, in the high 60s on the dial indicator over there. It's already getting cold out of the vents. So, and the car is just sitting here idling like it basically doesn't know that A6 compressor exists. This 472, that scoffs at that A6 compressor with this RV cam in it. It is just, it's good, man. It is so good. You can probably notice my water light is on here. I'm not sure what's going on in that. One of the temperature sensors on the There's like 3. There's one in the center of the block, there's one on that head, and there's one on that head. One of them has got a problem, so got to figure that out. That's the reason why the water light is on. So that's not a huge deal. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy my RV cam in my Cadillac with my rebuilt air conditioner. Hey, how you guys like my gauge installation? I really like that better, actually, you know. It's pretty nice. Got online, found a USB hub that you can buy. Basically, you put this thing up inside your dashboard, you take your analog sensors and you feed it into it, and it's got a USB broadcaster, and you can plug it into an app on your phone and get gauges. So what I'm going to do is it's like 400 bucks though, so, you know. So I'd like to get rid of those gauges. They're nice, they're autometer, but they're ugly in this car. I think I'm gonna try to do the USB app thing. We'll see how well that turns out. So, all right, me and Dr. Eyeball are going to enjoy our little test drive in the Cadillac. So we'll be back. All right, so we've been out and about here for a little bit now, and I realized what was going on in my brain there. I just couldn't process it. I couldn't process how good this car is now. I am totally and utterly blown away. We've got the air conditioner on. I've got it set on 72. We had it on 68, but we were about to freeze to death. The engine doesn't even, it's like, there's an air conditioner on? Okay, fine, whatever, you know. It's just good. I mean, this engine is now, I'm just cruising around. It's so effortless to drive this car now. It doesn't jitter. It's smooth. It's just a completely revised, fantastic car to drive. It's truly, you know, you guys have been watching this channel for a while now. Every time I get in this car, I complain about it. I'm like, it jiggles, it does this, it does that, this is crap, that sucks. You know, sometimes I get in it and then we do things and it's pretty good. But that was always, okay, let's put your foot into it, open the 4-barrel. That part was always great. But again, I know I keep harping on this, but right now, my whole goal was to make this car drivable. And we've accomplished it. It is absolutely fantastic. Part of this is all the good input that I got from the Cadillac 472-500 page. And my buddies there on that page, Scott Hatch at Cadco. I ordered Cadco's basic cam, and they contract out comp cams to grind it. Those people did the research. Courtney Hines did the research. Other people at Cadco did the research to figure out and know precisely what these Cadillac big plots need. And they just knocked it out of the park. Anyway, Jay, by the way, if you're watching, thank you for your help in getting me to this point. So I know yours is still in the works, so hopefully you can find time to get on it. All right, we're probably going to get on back to the house. We'll see you here in a bit. All right, got the radiator pulled out. It's laying over there on the bench. And so we can get down in there and put these fans in here. We've got to put those long fasteners through there. So, yeah, you got these little L brackets that come with the kit. You just slip them down in there. And I've only done this once before on my CJ. Hey, it's like riding a bike, right? So let's just see how well we do. Do I want to put the wires? I want to put two, so one here and one there. So maybe put the wires pointed toward each other. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Or it may just not matter at all. So, I guess the main thing is, where do I want to put the little tie wrap thingies? So if I do it like this, I'll have two down low and two higher. If I do it like this, I'll have two here and two here at the same level. Am I overanalyzing it? Probably. Yeah, most likely. I think I'm going to go with that. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Get it slipped up in there next to the condenser without tearing anything up. Right there, maybe. All right, insert long thingy number 1. Yeah, it worked out pretty well. Do number 2 over here. I'll pick up on it with that screwdriver right there. Yeah, that works out real well. Slip this other one in there. Get on through there now. Man, we're cooking with gas now. Yeah, let's do 2 more. This is easy. Removing the radiator was a pain, but you know, you have to drain the coolant, you know. All right, you're not going in. Why not? All right, number 4. Let's put some of these guys here on it. What's the significance of this paper? Is this supposed to be gluey? I guess it glues onto these things. Let's see, that goes on there like that. So I guess we'll do it that way. A little protective pad to protect the, you know, right? I'll get you down in here in a minute. All right, let's see. Put a little pressure on it. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I'll get you down in here in a minute and show you what it looks like. I was really impressed with the air conditioner on the test drive. I was really happy about that. Let's see. Let me get a clipper. Need 2 more of these things over here. These little cheap Amazon fan kits come with 0 instructions. Actually, I think there might have been a little QR code where you could go look at them online or something. I think I clicked on it and it was like basically worthless. Well, it's about the easiest thing I ever did. All right, that's what those little guys look like down in there. Pretty simple. Little nuts just slip over it and grabs it, and there's a little pad there to protect the fans on the condenser. And we got our fan down in there, wire loosely dangling. So, all right, so next up, I'm gonna go ahead and put the second fan on over here off camera. And next thing you see is we'll be doing some wiring. Man, that's gonna be like super exciting. Yeah, okay, we'll be back. All right, we got the other fan down in there, mounted up and in place there. Looking pretty good. Let's try to figure out where I'm gonna run my wires. I think this wire coming off this fan, I'm gonna attach it to this little rod right here. That might look somewhat tighty. So, yep. And then these things came with these bullet style connectors. So anyway, the blue one will need to go to ground to make this a pusher fan to put the air that way. And so anyway, we're going to take these wires through here, around the dryer, and through there, and probably in this hole here, and come around the back side. Probably do the relay back here somewhere. You know, I'm just trying to hide everything. Trying to keep it from looking silly and, well, tawdry. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to route some wires here and show what we got here in a few minutes. All right, we got us some wires running here. Not a huge deal, just running wires. Both grounds, connect them together, both hots, connect them together. And then we'll tie them into a single wire back here somewhere. I just basically just ran a bunch of wire and clipped it off there, so we got plenty to work with. And where we got that tripod coming in there, we got the 2 grounds coming into one. We'll use one of these little guys right here. And these are pretty cool, man. You slip the wire up in there and clip a little clip there, and this just works really well. I'm gonna use that hole right there, put the relay back behind there, and I'm just gonna kind of come up with something, you know, that looks unobtrusive. I had a leftover little kit from another fan that I had a long time ago, and there's the relay, and there's the little clip. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill a hole in that, make a washer out of it, and put the bolt through it. Okay, it'll go through the little firewall there and go into that, and it'll screw into this little thing right there like that. Okay, so all you'll see here is a little black bolt with a little black washer on it. So it should be, you know, unobtrusive. So that's kind of what I'm doing. All right, I'll be back. All right, it's like 4 hours later. I'm done. Doesn't look the greatest. I still got to clean up some stuff. I got to clean up this area right here. So do some tucking in here and maybe some covering up with something. And then got to get these wires in a little bit of a split loom. So the relay is down in this cubby hole here where I showed you earlier. The blue wire from the relay, the white wire from the relay is here. It's not connected yet. Got it connected. I just got it twisted up to this wire to demonstrate. Let's see, the blue wire here goes to power the fans, okay, and that's connected to this guy here. And I got it connected to this little terminal block right in here, okay, and that terminal, from that terminal block, it goes basically through here to the fans, okay. And the fan ground wires, they come through here in split loom, and they come in here and they get grounded right here as well. So here's what it is for right now. Once I get some black over this, I'm not going to cover up all the red stuff because on these cars there weren't really any red cables floating around. So I'll get some black loom over that, kind of tuck that back. That'll hide that back. So if you're standing back here and that's black, you won't be able to see that much. So I'll get some black loom over this, tuck it in there, and it'll be fairly well hidden by the time I'm done. But this is just for the test. So that's what I wanted to show you now. And so this will be the turn on signal from the air conditioning compressor. This will get wired into 12-volt connector on the compressor. So whenever you turn on your air conditioner, actually it'll get wired into the power wire that's before it goes over to the cycling switch, so that when the air conditioner is on, the fans will be on all the time. So anyway, you get it, right? So works just fine. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get the well, I got to get the radiator back in. So the lower transmission line still leaked a little bit. It just didn't get tightened up all the way, or the O-ring was just a little off or something. Anyway, so I would kind of want to pull the radiator back out anyway to fix that, because I just wanted to inspect it, make sure everything was good to go, and the threads on the fitting were okay and all that. And it seems to be. I think it's just a case of the O-ring just not quite fitting that well. The top one seemed to seal up fine, but the bottom one not so much. So removing the radiator had, a dual purpose. We were able to go ahead and connect our fans, and we could come over here and take a look at the ports, just make sure everything was good to go. So those are the O-rings. I pulled them out. I'm going to put a couple of different ones in there, and maybe something that's a little beefier than that. So yeah, anyway, good radiator though, but just got to fix a minor leak. All right, that's enough of me jabbering. So this wiring job, wasn't going to video the wiring job because it's just, it's a real snooze fest, It's like this for like hours, so, All right, more later. All right, we're all done. Let's go ahead and fire up and basically show you what we got here. So this starter I got from Advanced Auto Parts, by the way, is junk. All right, we're at idle. Now we're going to flip the AC on. You probably couldn't hear the fans cut on, but they're running, operating just like they ought to. All thing I need to do now is clean up that little bit of wiring right there, but I'll do that later. And let's see, we got the AC on, we're idling. Oh, it shut off. It's cycling. And it's going to turn back on here in a minute. Because that's the way we got it set up, It must have cooled down quick. So, a little over 800 RPM. Up, there we go. Now it cooled back, or it warmed back up a little bit. And it cycled the compressor because we got that cycling switch over there, right? But the fans remain running during all that because they're connected in with the circuit on the other side of the switch, not the one on this side of the switch. All right, see the compressor turned off because that got cold. but the fans are still running, okay? And consequently, I believe we got our transmission cooler lines repaired as well. All I did was I put a bigger O-ring in it, so we're good to go there. All right, I'm happy. All thing to do now is go for a cruise. All right, just a little follow-up here on this wiring here. So I went ahead and removed this terminal block. Turns out I really didn't need to add that there, so just not needed. I was able to connect the, that was for connecting the power to the fans, and I realized all I really needed was one of those 3 connector doohickeys. Plugged all 3 wires together and tucked them all behind that bulkhead right there, and you can't see it. So that worked out pretty well. Got an extra lead coming in here and one coming in here. It's a little more busy here on the battery. I'm not real happy with that. I might come up with something later on. But you can see, you know, from this angle, looks pretty good. So I routed the power that's coming off of the air conditioning system through here for the fans, and it goes up through here, up through this little split loom up there, and it goes through that split loom up there to the switch for the compressor. At some point, I'm going to need to go through the wiring harness on this vehicle, maybe even replace it with like, what do you call it, painless wiring or something like that. Or maybe just rip the whole thing out and just kind of redo it. That'll be a major project in and upon itself. So the major part of the engine wiring harness is actually behind the motor and you can't see it, and the tape and stuff is off of it. So I need to redo that as well. So that's another minor project. But for right now, the fan job and the wiring and everything, calling it done. You can see a little blue there on the fans, and I suppose I could put a little bit of black marker or something on those blue wires, but I know that the blue is going to ground, so that helps me, well, grounded, because I know blue, to make it pusher, goes to ground. So, all right, just a little feedback here, just a little follow-up on the wiring, just to let you know that, yeah, not completely a hack job, so even though it is kind of ish, yeah. All right. More later. Well, there you have it. I think we're going to wrap up this weekend's video. We had a little fun this weekend with a special visitor. Screwed some things up, but when you screw something up, you got to fix it. So that's what we did. And we got a little something done on Max as well. We got that new aftermarket, really nicely built steering shaft bearing installed. And I'm glad I didn't have to rustle around underneath that dash. Holy cow. That was a job, let me tell you what. However, we did discover a handy tip when putting those bearings in, so let me share that with you. So those aftermarket bearings are a little notorious for being really, really tight. It's not so much it takes a lot of force to get in there, it's just it's a very precise fit. So what I did was I cut a piece of this black ABS pipe I had laying around for just working on the motorhome, you know, and I don't know what the ID on this thing is, probably 1.5 inches, something like that. But as long as it goes around the bearing, but inside that inside the flange, and it allows you to get a nice uniform pressure all the way around it. And you can come back in here with a piece of wood and just rear down on it. It'll slip up in there, but no problem. But before we figured that out, we worked on it for a couple hours before we figured that out. So anyway. All right, I think this is a nice little upgrade. These fans are going to be great. It's going to keep our temps down low, and it's going to make our, well, temps on the AC and on the engine coolant as well. And it'll make the air conditioner last a lot longer because, you know, when you cool down the condenser, the system just simply doesn't have to work as hard to do the job. So, all right, that's all for now, folks. I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new video, don't forget to click that little bell down below. You guys have a good one, and remember to enjoy driving your classic Cadillac.